to stand up some stats on this issue.
Okay, Charlie, it's been an epic week. It's literally captured the world's attention, and I know from speaking to you earlier, and I've been contacted by people who witnessed stuff in the past who until now felt too silenced, too afraid, too ashamed to speak out. I'm featuring another guest on Monday. I'm sure you've been contacted by many more. Charlie Peters, you've shone a light on this. I'm going to shake your hand once again.
Cheers.
Absolute pleasure, my friend. Superb reporting. Now let's move on and continue this conversation now with Billy Howarth. He's the co-founder of Parents Against Grooming UK. Billy, welcome to the show. We were talking there about a certain Carrie Abdul Rauf. Of course, you're in Rochdale, right? This is the guy who was jailed for horrendous rape crimes. He was let out. He's still in Rochdale. He can't be deported. He's denounced his Pakistani citizenship. He's saying his human rights will be abused if he's sent back to Pakistan. Do you feel, still talking to survivors and their families, that they still feel that this system is completely on the side of the bad guys?
They are in fear every day. They fear going to school with the children. They fear going to the town centre. They fear bumping into these guys, and they should never have to. So yeah, it's always going to be a problem for them seeing them. I've just found out over the last few days that Shabir Ahmed is due for release in 2026. And there's a graph that's been sent to one of the Rochdale girls telling her the area which he needs to not be in and the area of Rochdale and Oldham which he needs permission to enter. Well, for me, that's an area where she's only safe in, because outside of that area, she has to look at him and she has to risk bumping into this man. It's a prison for her more than a safety net for her.
You know, Billy, it's astonishing. And it's infuriating to hear things like this. This is precisely the kind of thing that Elon Musk has been tweeting. He cannot comprehend, the world cannot comprehend that rapists are simply released back into the same communities, living alongside the people they raped, literally bumping into them in shops. These people should not be in the country. They should be sent out of the country. And that brings me on to my next question. Do you have any faith that a report, an inquiry coming forward might get the resolution that 77% of people, presumably they're far right today, they want these people sent back to their own country?
Well, that's it, you see. The Prime Minister has called me far right because I won't accept the failings which led to my daughter's abuse. I'm far right for that. That's unacceptable. We want to talk about reports. This is the ICTA report. There's nothing Rochdale in here. I've read it back to front. For a decade and a half I've been covering this case. I know for a fact that there's nothing mentioned. But when they do reports come out and they do expose them, Andy Burnham, who was on the show saying people need to be locked up if they're charged, you know, they should be charged if they're found to be doing wrong. Here he is telling us just before Christmas, officers won't be punished for groom gang failings. And he doesn't just mean police officers, he means the GMCA officers, the council officers. There seems to be a widespread culture in the Labour Party to ignore the abuse of the UK's children. We must keep pushing and we must stick to it and we must carry on.
Billy, could I ask you a question? And it's this. Do you think there's been resistance from the Labour Party into an inquiry? Because perhaps that inquiry might expose the fact there's been a lot of bad goings-on Labour councils throughout Britain, particularly in places like Rochdale, which is going to cause them a huge problem.
There is no doubt in my mind, in the decade and a half I've worked in this, that the Labour Party are complicit in the abuse of the UK's children.
Astonishing. And Billy, you know, thank you for what you do, and I just wish you every strength. And I know what happened to your daughter has changed your life forever, but I do hope you feel that we are turning a corner. We're helping you as best we can at GB News, Charlie Peters, and the reporting we're doing, Elon Musk, everyone, to get this talked about, because it cannot be swept under the carpet. Do you want to quickly come in there?
Yes, I just wanted to say Elon Musk in 5 tweets has done what I've tried to do for the last 2 decades. So I just wanted to say thank you for that, because it's been a massive help to survivors. And all the survivors I've spoken to, which is in its hundreds, have all said they really want an independent inquiry.
And there we go. And perhaps that makes them far right. Perhaps it makes all of us far right. You know, we simply want justice, we simply want resolution, we simply want peace, and for that we're called far right by the government. Well, we're not far right, we're just right. Billy Howarth, co-founder of Parents Against Grooming UK, and Charlie Peters, Thank you very, very much. It's been quite an incredible week. Now, a government spokesperson from the Home Office issued the following statement. No child should ever suffer sexual abuse or exploitation, and it is paramount that we do more to protect vulnerable children, which is why we are working at pace across government to drive forward real action. Now, coming next, don't go anywhere because Nigel Farage joins us live from Reform UK's South East Conference. I'm Martin Daubney on GB News, Britain's News Channel.
This is Britain's Newsroom, where your voice matters.
It's just astonishing.
With expert analysis and honest opinion, we don't just keep you informed.
We bring you unique perspectives you won't see anywhere else.
Can't argue with any of that.
When the news happens,